I'm parked at the end of Bean Hollow Road. Bean Hollow Road is a gravel road a few miles west of Flint Hill, Virginia. And when you just follow this Bean Hill Road to the end, that's a driveway that goes off onto somebody's private property. There's another driveway that goes onto somebody's private property. And I decided to park right here in this little pull-off area. Now, right there, it looks like a trail heading off into the wilderness, and I was gonna take that trail, but then one of the local residents came by in his truck, and he said, no, the first part of this trail is actually on private property. You have to go up here. So there's a driveway to the right, a driveway to the left. You take the driveway to the left. And he says the landowner here allows people to come up his driveway, and I presume when I get up there far enough, I'll find the trail. So we're gonna take off up that way. This is I'm going to be hiking the Jordan River Trail. I'm at the base of the Blue Ridge on the eastern side at the base, and I'm going to be hiking up into Shenandoah National Park along the Jordan River Trail, which follows the Jordan River up to Thoroughfare Gap in the park. So let's get started. Two-tenths of a mile into my hike. The elevation here is 1125, and here's the park boundary. I came up on a private driveway, and after about a tenth of a mile, you'll walk past somebody's house. There's no trespassing signs, so just stay on the driveway, and then eventually the gravel driveway turns into this old road, which is no more gravel on it anymore. But anyway, you keep following it uphill here until you get to the park boundary here. There's a sign that says U.S. Boundary, National Park Service. A sign that says this is the backcountry in Shenandoah. And up there's a concrete signpost like they have all over the park. I haven't read the band's information band on there yet. But anyway, and then over here, maybe you can hear it, is the Jordan River flowing down off the side of the mountain. So first 2/10 of a mile on a private driveway, and then you're into the park. .6 miles into my hike. The elevation here is 1925, and I'm up to Thoroughfare Gap. There's one of the concrete signposts. That's the way I came from, up the east side of the mountain. Followed the Jordan River Trail up here, and this is the Mount Marshall Trail taking you even further into the park. And this is the Mount Marshall Trail, which if you follow this about 1.5 miles or so, takes you out of the park over on the east side, a little south of where I came in at, and back around to the Jordan River Trail where I came. Now over here is, maybe you can see that, this is an unofficial trail that goes up to a peak that's about another 1,000-foot climb, about another 1 mile and 1,000-foot climb up to the peak. The summit is called The Peak. But I've already done that, so I'm not going up there again today. I'm just going to sit down and relax and enjoy the birds and eat some food, and eventually head back down the side of the mountain. There's a nice rock right there, a nice big rock to sit on, and I'm also going to venture up this way just a little ways, because on my map they're showing a geologic survey benchmark down this way a little way. So I'm going to go down here and see if I can find it. It's probably going to be in all this overgrowth though. We'll see if I can find it. Okay, well, I was going to claim to be the pinball wizard and find this thing by sense of smell, but actually they made it pretty easy for me. Look at there, there's a witness post saying it's a survey marker, and right there's the benchmark embedded in this rock. And as is sometimes the case, people just feel it's their sworn duty to destroy these things and beat them up. That one's all beat to death. So some of the monkeys posing as hikers come up here and just feel like they have to beat stuff up. I'll get some close-up pictures of it. It's very hard to read the markings on it, but it is a benchmark. I didn't see the elevation stamped into it. I'll try and look that up a little later when I get my map out. Woodpeckers. More woodpeckers. Well, it's a little early to eat, but what the heck. There's another super exciting trail meal, folks. I mean, I'm telling you, it just doesn't get any better. Unbelievable cuisine. Water, bumblebee albacore tuna with sun-dried tomatoes and olive oil. Look at that. Easy to open, no messy draining. Put them on those tortillas with my high-tech titanium spork. The Nature Valley soft-baked oatmeal square, blueberry flavored. That's good. And always popular. Lance toast cheese crackers made with real peanut butter, 5 grams of peanut buttery goodness. And look at this. Even got myself a paper towel to use as a napkin. And that's a, oh, okay, let me switch hands here. See if I can do this. The world's most exciting little 9mm pistol. Check this out. This is a, see if I can do this one hand. Ruger LC9 S Pro 9mm pistol. Magazine holds 7 rounds, 1 in the chamber. Keep your finger off the trigger, so don't leave home without it. Okay, I ate a little bit of that food. I know you're going to be disappointed to find out I didn't eat the peanut butter crackers, but I have a reason for that. I think I'm going to forego the peanut butter crackers, and when I get back to Warrenton, I'm going to stop at the Carousel ice cream joint, get ice cream. How's that for a trade-off? Sitting on this big old rock here, just resting up. I really should hike somewhere else while I'm up here, but I really should hike up to the peak again, way up there, but that's another 1,000-foot climb. I don't think I can handle that today. It's really overgrown up here, look. Can't hardly see anything. Man, if you run into a bear on the trail here, there's nowhere to step off. Oh well. Everybody's got to go sometime. Man, if you come up here in the summer like this, my advice, make sure you put on some real bug spray. Man, there are gnats everywhere. I sprayed the brim on my boonie hat. That's doing some good. And of course I sprayed my skin down. The trail coming up here, the River Jordan Trail, is just an old road that came across the mountain here at Thoroughfare Gap. And it's in pretty good condition. So in other words, I'm sitting on this big old rock right there. And there's the signpost. And that way's where I came up the side of the mountain. That trail's in pretty good condition. It looks like somebody's been through there with a weed whacker and whacked down some of the stuff. There's a little bit of tall grass and things that you'll have to push out of your way. So in the summer like that, you might want to wear long pants. That's what I did. I got long pants on today. But it's nice up here today. It's about I don't know, 65, 70 degrees. It's a lot cooler up here than it is down in the valley. And there's a wind blowing. Maybe you can see the leaves moving. Woodpeckers banging on trees. Not another soul in sight. It's nice up here. Real nice. .3 miles into the hike, I'm down to 1,500. Excuse me. I'm down to 1,530 feet. I'm descending the mountain back down towards my car, and this area here, this stretch of trail, is got millions and millions of tulip poplars trees growing. Right down there on that rock, right there, is a fairly fresh one that fell off the tree. They're green with the orange like chevron on them. Now the tulip, and there's millions and millions of them laying here in the trail. Most of them don't have any color anymore because they're dried up. But these tulip poplar trees are some of the biggest trees in the park. There's one over there going way up. That one's not real big. Oh wow, look at this one right here. Here's an even bigger one. I had to look up at the leaves to make sure it was a poplar tree, but wow, look at that thing. Goes way up there. And over, if you hike Old Rag Mountain, you'll see some even bigger ones. So anyway, it's past, the blooms are off the trees now, but that's what they look like. And they're really, really pretty in the spring when the blooms are still on the trees. This is a map of today's hike. The quadrangle name is Chester Gap, 1994. And I hiked the Jordan River Trail, starting at the bottom of the mountain on the east side, hiked up Jordan River Trail to Thoroughfare Gap in Shenandoah National Park. This is where you park on the east side of the mountain. This is the end of Route 629. The signage says Bean Hollow Road. You get on Bean Hollow Road and basically just follow it until it dead ends right here. There's a small turnaround here, and there's enough room on the side on this side to park, I don't know, 3, 4, 5 cars. You could probably turn a horse trailer around there. And this trail was marked yellow, blazed yellow, which means it's okay for horses. Although some sections of it are a little steep for horses. But anyway, I would say this is about 3 to 4 miles west of Flint Hill. So anyway, you come in right here and park at the end of the road, and when you get out of your car, you'll see two gravel roads. One heads off to the right and crosses a stream, which is actually the Jordan River, and the other one is more or less straight ahead or off to the left slightly, and it's got actually a metal gate across it. Now, I saw a trail heading up the side of the mountain this way, but fortunately for me, one of the local residents came down here, and I asked him where the trail was, and he said, no, you go straight ahead here across this guy's property. He said the property owner allows that. So you just go straight up his driveway, and you'll go past his house. You'll see his house on the left, and then after about 2/10 of a mile, you'll be here. And this is the boundary for Shenandoah National Park, and there's a sign there to let you know you're inside the park. And then from there, you just continue on to Jordan River Trail. This is the Jordan River here, heading up the side of the mountain. So this is an old road. It's in pretty good condition. it's fairly easy hiking, but it is steady uphill, and till you get all the way up to here. Now this is Thoroughfare Gap. That's a gap in the Blue Ridge here. And the main trail that is running north and south here is the Mount Marshall Trail. Okay, and that's a fairly long trail. But anyway, and then there is a unofficial, more or less bushwhack trail that comes up this really steep section up to here, and this summit is called the Peak. Now, I've hiked up here before, and it's really steep and strenuous, so when I got to Thoroughfare Gap, I just decided to park myself on a big rock and just kind of enjoy the outdoors and eat some lunch. Now, you'll see here it says BM, that means benchmark, and the elevation is 1929. I got pictures of that in the video. You can see what the benchmark looks like. It's been kind of beat up. So I ate lunch here, and then I turned around and came back down. This was a fairly short hike back to my car here. This was a fairly short hike. It's only 3.2 miles round trip, and it's under 1,000 feet of total ascent. Now, if you hike this section from here up to the summit here called the Peak, from here up to here, that's another 1,000-foot climb. So this would be a pretty good hike to start here and come on up to Thoroughfare Gap. And then finding this trail, though, can be a little bit tricky because it's not an official trail. But if you bushwhack your way all the way up here, now there is no view from up here. It's totally overgrown and total tree cover. So, you know, don't hike up here looking for good views. But it's a pretty good workout. And then if you continue hiking this way to the south, after a mile or two, you will get down to here and you'll walk out of the park down here at one of the southern boundaries. So, I mean, that would be another possible hike if you had somebody drop you off here, and then they could drive around to here and down here and pick you up down here somewhere, wherever this empties out of the park. But anyway, I decided to hike this short section today right here because this is, I've pretty much hiked all the main trails in Shenandoah Park over the last 4 or 5 years. So this is one of the short sections that I didn't hike before, so I decided to go today and hike that section. I think I've got a few more trails like this that I've skipped over, and I'm going to have to sit down with my maps and the list of the hikes I've taken and just sort of sort it all out and see if there's any more trails that I need to hike to be completely done in Shenandoah Park. There's probably some down in the southern section near Charlottesville that I haven't hiked, but anyway, this is a nice hike. The trail's well maintained. This section from here up to here, I mean, it's a steady uphill climb, but it's not super steep. And I would say the first half to 2/3 of this, there wasn't any overgrown grass type hiking conditions. I tried to get pictures of that. It looked like a trail maintainer had maybe started down here and come, you know, 2/3 of the way up with a weed whacker or something and kind of trimmed down all the overgrowth. And then about the last third up here is trail, but you know, this time of the year in the summer, the grass grows up and you find yourself having to brush up against grass and stuff, which can end up putting ticks on you. So you just have to be careful. I wore long pants today and sprayed my pants legs down with bug spray. And that was the hike for today.